how do we balance self-care? How do we make sure that we keep our health a priority when we have these humongous goals? I mean, huge.
Yeah. Okay.
How do we
This
do
is
it?
great. This is a great question, Jen. So if I was to say to you, okay, you have to drive from LA to New York, but you can't stop and put gas in your tank, and you can't refill your oil or your water. And I'm not a car person, so that's about as much as I know.
Me too.
Do you think that that's possible?
No.
That's exactly like a human body. So now once I had massive issues that literally got me to fall to my knees where I couldn't eat I was eating like 5 ingredients for over a year. I was 20 pounds lighter than I am now. My nails, my hair was falling out. Like it was bad. And that taught me a great lesson. And the lesson is that if you cannot serve yourself, you cannot serve anyone else or anything else, period. So even when I talk about balance, I actually don't like the word balance personally. I like the word harmony.
Yeah.
And the reason why I like the word harmony is because everyone's going to be different. I don't look for 50-50 self-care and work. But what I do think about is priorities. I think about I can't show up for my business. I can't show up to impact people. I can't show up to serve, which is my mission specifically, if I don't take care of myself first. And so that means everything comes into priority. Now, when I talk about priorities, there's 2 different types of priorities. There's one, as in where does your energy go from an hourly standpoint? And then the other one is if they came into conflict, which one do you choose? So priorities for me on a day-to-day where my hours go is work. I work like 14 hours a day, roughly 12 to 14.
Still today, yes.
Still today, yeah, because I'm so driven on my mission, which is a very big part of how I keep showing up. But my priority from an hour standpoint is work first. Then it's self-care. Then it's my relationship. But if I had to do a priority where everything came into conflict, it would be self-care first, relationship second, business third.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why I put my relationship second is even though it's like the most important thing in my life, at the end of the day, I can't show up in my relationship if I don't take care of my health.
You can't show up to anything without your health.
Yeah, exactly. And so it becomes a write things in order, write things down in order priority. And so now if self-care, especially because I had such detrimental health, I know what it looks like if you don't have your health.
Right.
I know what it looks like when you burn out. I know what it looks like when you feel terrible about yourself and your hormones are all over the place and you can't control your emotions. And that doesn't serve anyone, anything, especially your goals or your mission. So it then became very easy for me to just sit down and go, cool, where do my hours go? And then now, how do I structure my day? And the truth is, every morning I show up for myself first. So I work out. That's my thing. I just love working out. I find so much empowerment.
Your guns on your website I was like, ooh, I started doing bicep curls after I looked at your website yesterday.
Because I love working out. Now, I used to be, this is how I got my health into trouble. I used to be the person that worked out for looks. And that meant I was trying to eat, my nutrition wasn't on point. I was trying to eat as low fat as possible, as low calories as possible, as low carb as possible, all the lows. And then I was running on the treadmill trying to burn off the calories. Now,
so
I
common.
lift weights. Yeah, it's so common. It's because I understand. So I don't want to like blame or shame anyone at all. Like I get it. It just was the biggest part of the detriment to my health.
Yeah.
And
it
so
was how we were brainwashed when we were young, looking at the models in the magazines and do more cardio and eat low fat and eat low calories. I mean, it was literally pumped into our brains. So I understand where it comes from. It's just wrong.
Yeah, exactly. And now you have to, even like that's a belief system that maybe people have. And so even just saying it's wrong isn't going to shift people out of it. Like I sadly had to hit rock bottom myself in my health to go, oh yeah, this isn't the answer. And so what I did is I just made a promise to myself. And I promised myself that I would never use the looks in the mirror as a way to dictate what I ate and how I showed up every morning. And so because I couldn't eat properly for a long time, I couldn't run on a treadmill because my gut was protruded. Like it literally had protruded out. I couldn't wear a bra. I couldn't stand up for longer than 5 minutes at a time. And this went on for maybe a year. And I'm still struggling now 7 years later. So 7 years
Wow.
later, I still have to monitor my food. I still have to, in the sense of like, I can't have canola oil. I can't have soy. I can't have gluten. I've identified all the troublemakers in my
Right.
life. I have to call restaurants ahead of time. I take supplements when I travel. Like I still have to be very conscious of it. So I know what it feels like to not feel good and then that knock-on effect. So I just say to myself, how do I show up? And so I stopped counting calories. I trashed the scale. I don't ever weigh myself anymore.
Good job.
And I don't, because I couldn't run on the treadmill, I just started lifting weights because that was the one thing I could do. And what I realized was it was such a healthy way for my brain, like to start my day. And so like having felt that and having really experienced it. So I just now structure my day according to self-care first. And so that means I wake up every morning, I go and I weight lift.
Love it.
And if I'm feeling stressed that morning though, I give myself permission to not work out. Like I just don't get obsessed with it. And so now because, 7 years, I still love lifting weights because I don't say to myself, I have to, or I should. Don't count the calories. I just make sure that everything I eat is very healthy from a organic standpoint because, berries and even coffee is like one of the highest things that carry pesticides. And I've done so many interviews with hormone doctors to understand how your hormones impact your confidence. And so anyone listening that thinks like, oh my God, that's just too much hassle. Like, here's what I want to ask you. What's your goal? If you want to feel good about yourself and you want to show up confident, homie, you got to pay attention to your hormones. Like you just have to. Like I wish it wasn't so. I really wish I could, Netflix and chill, eat ice cream every day and feel amazing. I just don't. And so if you're trying to listen to this podcast and get tips of how you can show up and do amazing work and really have the confidence, but you're not paying attention to your sleep, you're not paying attention to the movement of your body, you're not paying attention to your hormones, you're just missing a massive part of what can help you get successful in that area.